conversation that any married person wants to have, but divorce is possible. That's how 40 to 60% of marriages end. That's the stat out there right now. And our first guest says it was the best thing that happened to her. Author Leslie Morgan wrote about her abusive marriage in her New York Times best-selling memoir, Crazy Love. Well, in her new memoir, The Naked Truth, she writes about being 49, divorced after 20 years of marriage with no self-esteem. She was swearing off intimacy, but ended up, she says, having the best sex of her life. Let's welcome Leslie to the studio. Leslie.
Thank you.
Okay. I came out, I saw you, and I said, I don't know if it was the divorce or the sexy outfit that increased everything, but you are a new woman, a new you.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true. You know, like so many women and even a few men, I lost myself in the bliss of raising my kids and trying to be a really supportive partner. And unfortunately, over time, my husband started to see me as asexual and irrelevant. And because I trusted him, I believed his version. So when I got...
What way did he do that? Was it not showing interest in you intimately?
Right.
Or
Never asking questions about me, complaining constantly that I didn't meet his needs sexually, and criticizing me. And so when we got divorced at 40, and I was 49, I realized not only had I lost him and my marriage, but I'd lost myself.
How far into the marriage did you start to feel that you'd lost yourself?
It took about 15 years, actually. I had kids, and I loved having kids, and I loved being a mom, and for a long time, I really loved him, and I felt incredibly busy and happy. And along the way, slowly, I had lost really like the best part of my femininity and myself, but I was kind of the last to know and the last one to realize that.
In writing this memoir, The Naked Truth, you know, as I said, I don't think most of us go into a marriage thinking, okay, this is not going to end well, but that is the reality of it. How differently do we talk about divorce now versus, I don't know, 10 years ago?
Well, I think everything is changing very quickly for women because of women's increased equality and the Me Too movement, which is not just about the workplace, it's also Me Too at home. But it was still a real surprise to me. I'm a feminist, and I thought highly of myself. But when I got divorced, I realized that I couldn't find myself again on a diet of self-help and yoga, that I actually needed men to find myself again.
Because, you know, and that's interesting that you put it that way, because so many people would say, I don't need a man to make me happy. I don't need a partner to make me happy. I can be happy all by myself.
And I am happy all by myself, and I am all by myself. But I'm a woman. I love my body. I love being a woman, and I love men. And so I came up with this an audacious idea to find myself by having 5 boyfriends for a year.
I love There's a woman in the front row is like, and yes. So you ended up with 5 boyfriends. How soon after the divorce did you start dating?
I took about a year to kind of center myself and to enjoy being alone. And then I very serendipitously met the most handsome man I'd ever talked to in an airport.
Well, don't get to the ending. I want to talk about the 5.
No, that's the beginning. That's the beginning.
So the first one,
yes.
You were in the airport.
Yes.
Which, by the way, I read, if you're single out there, I read an article, the airport is the new grocery store.
It's the best
They
place.
tell you if you're flying to dress up, don't, you know, my mom got on a flight, and, you know, my father passed away 12 years ago. My mother's not interested in getting married again, but I did notice how cute she got on the airport in the plane yesterday. I was like, okay, Mom.
Yes.
So the airport is where to go. So you're at the airport.
True. I knocked over this gorgeous man's coffee totally by accident.
Sure, Leslie.
And eventually, after getting to know each other for several weeks, he helped me break my years-long celibacy streak.
Oh, okay. You met this man, you start dating, and you become intimate with him.
Yes.
And you think, this is an awakening.
It was absolutely an awakening. And I have to tell you the truth, the sex actually wasn't even that good, but I was just so... I was so thrilled.
Ma'am, this is too hot for television.
I was so thrilled to be doing it again, and he was 20 years younger and smoking hot. I know, who knew?
I'm sorry, can I go to the audience? Can we part the scene? You just stay right there. I have got to go, because there are too many oohs and ahs let me keep going. So you had an intimate encounter with him. Wasn't that great, according to you? And then what happened? How did we acquire the next 4? I'm coming to the audience, so get ready, because this woman has her hand up already.
The next one was also 20 years younger. I met him through work.
Wow.
And he was also equally spectacular. And the sex was better because I was more relaxed that time. But I'm not kidding you. An hour after he left my bed, he sent me a text that said, "Babe, that was amazing, but I have a girlfriend and I don't want to ruin it with her."
Okay, wait a minute. Stand up. You just... What's your name?
I'm Aaron.
Aaron, you just reacted.
Yeah, I mean, come on. You're not going to communicate that? I mean, what is it? You're just going to... He's not going to communicate that to you and then just hurt you in that situation? Come
But it
on,
didn't deter... It was wrong. It was wrong, but it didn't deter you.
No, because I actually had sort of like a very experimental approach because it was my year of 5 boyfriends and I was going to try anything and be really open.
I love that.
And he made me feel great. He made me feel sexual and beautiful precisely because I was older and wiser. So I got what I needed from him.
I love that. You got what you needed from him. Wait. Oh, this guy, let me get you to stand up, because I want to get to the advice here, because it's not just about your naked truth, which your book lives up to the title.
Right, well, there's a lot of nakedness in it, yes.
What's your name?
Monica.
Monica.
Monica Ware. My mouth is just open listening to you. So what makes it different from, say, a one-night stand?
You know, I don't believe that there is such a thing as casual sex. I think it always has a lot of meaning. And what was so wonderful for me is that for the first time in my life, I had the confidence to approach men as a buffet and to say, I want that, I want that.
Oh, my God. Okay, Leslie, I think, though, I mean, look, my wig has been snatched, and I don't even have one on. Okay, if a man had said that, you ladies in the audience would not be responding this way. So how do we process it differently?
Okay, well, let me just say that I did exactly what 49-year-old men do every time they get divorced.
Yeah. Okay.
And it worked. It made me feel wonderful again inside. And I wasn't using them, and I don't think they were using me. And if they were, you know what I got to say? Thank you very much.
Wow. So I know that we have a woman in our audience who's going through, and I want to get some advice from you for other women, for the people who are going through this. But before I go to break, just real quick, did you deliberately seek out men 20 years younger?
No, I was so surprised that younger men were interested in me. I had no idea, because I had my married mom blinders on for so long that I hadn't looked around. And they were, I mean, I was so shocked that they were interested in me. And I was also shocked at how enjoyable it was and how much fun they were and how they made me feel so feminine and valued in a way that 20 years of marriage had not.
Okay, can I get you to stick around? I know you were supposed to leave. I'm going to get you to stick around because we have some divorce attorneys who are coming on. We have another young woman who is going through this painful decision. As much as Leslie is owning her life and not defending her life, we know it can be hard. Leslie's going to stick around, and we're going to dig deeper into what happened with her, the naked truth, and advice for people who may be going through this similar path in life. We'll be right back.